Good afternoon, everybody. I hope that today you're ready to launch and to start your new bakery with me. So, a few words about myself. So, my name is Jeremy. I've been working at Odoo for more than 3 years now, and I'm in charge as a team leader of the outbound department. So basically, if you have a new project you like to discuss, or if you're thinking about changing your current tool, feel free to come to me. I'll be glad to discuss this with you. And if you have already some question regarding this new industry for the bakery, you can already scan the QR code. All the question will be answered at the end of this session. So basically, the reality today is that too many bakeries still operate in the old fashioned way. So when it comes to traditions and ancestral recipes, I have basically no doubt about the quality of your bread. However, when I see the long hours bakers do and the time they still spend on paperwork, I'm pretty sure that Odoo can still help them. So today we're gonna see how we can basically help you with your processes, also increase your turnover, and thanks to the online orders, will increase basically your revenue. So let's have a hands-on approach. No agenda today. We're gonna move on straight away to a demonstration. So basically, it's 7 a.m. time to open the shop. And the first thing you'll see is that we have the cash balance that will always reflect the amount at the end of the last session. So if you have removed large nodes for security reason, you can just update it. First customer is here and is like just to have a croissant and a pain au chocolat. You can see here how intuitive it is and how easy it is. He's paying cash, and as soon as you validate, you can of course either or on demand or automatically print the receipt. And then just by clicking on new order, you can move on to the next customer. You have, of course, loyal customer, and for them, they like to eat at the dining room. So with Easy, it's quite easy to edit and to design your floor plan. You can just click here on the settings button and you can duplicate tables. From there on, you have a floor plan and you can start taking your first order. So Katie is coming. She's super thirsty and she'd like to start her day with a coffee. You can see that we can straight away launch the order to my barista. And because everything is quite intuitive, I can, with those floating orders, keep selling with the counter. So let's imagine the next customer is coming. He's willing to take out just an almond croissant and a baguette. I can straight away move to the payment and he's paying by card. Finally, Jack is coming, so he met Katie that was already seated at the table, and we can add then an extra coffee for him. But watch out, there are some special instruction regarding the macchiato he like to drink. And with Odoo, you can see that we can add, of course, special settings to every product. So he'd like to have this one with oat milk and 2 sugars. Sorry, 2. And we can straight away ask my barista to order this. So you can see that either on a print ticket or through preparation display, I will show you this. My barista can start preparing all the coffee at once. And as soon as it's done, you just click and it will get rid of the preparation screen. Just a second. Okay. Sorry, my phone is ringing. Hello? Got you. Basically, Mike just called me. He's preparing barbecue tonight, and he's asking me to put aside 10 baguettes well cooked that he's gonna pick up just before the closing. So within Odoo, once again, in the dashboard, we can create floating orders. We can select the 10 baguettes that we want to put aside and set a tab. So we're gonna precise that it's for Mike, and he's coming at 5 p.m. Easy as that. Mike and Katie and Jack have finished their brekkie. It's time to pay for the bill, and we can just load the order and go through the payment. You can see here that Odoo will automatically show how to split the table regarding the amount of guests. We can, of course, always split the bill and answer a manual amount. So one is paying by cash and the other one can also pay by card, and we can validate this. Now, let's imagine it's the end of the day, and just on time, Mike is coming to pick up his order, the baguette that we've put aside for him. We can go back to the history about all the orders, and we can load the one for Mike. And since Mike is a loyal customer, he's already registered to our database. We can have here a link with my contact app, and have a look about all my customer. I can see that Mike is just over here. I can go through the payment, and since it's a barbecue that he's organizing for his company, he can always ask for an invoice. Just tick the button, select the payment method, and we can go on validate. Here you'll have the PDF file that you can print, keep by hand, but you can of course send it by mail as well. And let's imagine Mike forgot to ask you about the invoice. Well, not a big deal at all. Even on the receipt, we can now add the QR code where he will retrieve the invoice. Easy as that. Now, let's imagine it's the end of the day. We're about to close the shop. For that, again, an easy button to close the register. The first thing Odoo will show you is making sure that you haven't done any computing mistake, and you can add the cash that you've counted in your drawer. Today, everything went well, no mistake at all, and you can download the daily sales, of course. So I'm gonna show you what this report looks like, and then I'm gonna show you my favorite part. So basically, if I go in my downloads, I will see all the details over there. So we can see basically the turnover, the numbers of transaction, breakdowns of payment, everything is already included. But what I like to show you as well is definitely the reporting section. So basically here we can see all the orders. We can of course change the view, and through the pivot table we can see all the products that we've sold day by day. And if it's your favorite view, feel free just to register this one as this. So basically what we've seen is that this is only for the shop, but sometimes your customer might be a bit angry because they woke up too late and they missed the chance to buy their favorite their favorite dessert, the cinnamon roll. And with Odoo, with this industry, you will see that the app website and e-commerce will be already installed. So you don't need to be an expert in coding to launch your bakery industry through Odoo. So let's imagine Tom. Tom will not miss the chance to order a cinnamon roll for next week, so that in case you don't have in shop, he can have one. So we can just go to the shop button and go select the cinnamon roll. And then I would say it's exactly the same journey as the one you're doing right now on an e-shop. You can just add all the product on your cart, and then you can go to the checkout button. You can just fulfill all your information. And I will fulfill an address. When I confirm, the next step is that through Odoo, you can now define what are the delivery methods if you'd like to be delivered, or if you want to come pick it up at the store. That's the thing I will do. And of course, if you have several shops, well, you can select the one you like to go through. Then we've added in standard an extra info, an extra step regarding the delivery date. So let's imagine he's gonna pick up the cinnamon roll for next week. I can just apply it and I can continue the checkout. Once again, the last step is now to define how do you like to pay. If you like to pay right now, or if you want to pay when you come pick it up, your cinnamon roll. I'm gonna pay it right now so I don't have to carry my wallet anymore. I go through the payment. Of course, Tom will receive a confirmation by mail, and you, as a bakery, you will receive, of course, an email and a proof here in the system saying, okay, there is a new delivery to do for Tom. So how can we see that? Through the inventory app, we will have a look about all the delivery orders that you need to prepare for today and the next day. And we can see here the one for Tom, and you can of course adapt and change the schedule date if you need extra time for preparation. Since it's for next week, I can already select the correct date. And voila, basically This is how we could handle everything through Odoo on an e-commerce. But right now, we're just saying that we're running low on flour, so let's go and restock it. And since the price of flour can vary a lot through my supplier, I'll make sure that I can buy it at the best price. So for that, I go through the purchase app and I can just create a new request for quotation. I'll take my vendor and I will just add the product here about the flour. And as soon as that, I will have a smart button here with the price comparison. And I can have a look day by day when I bought the flour and at what price. Well, since the price haven't changed, I'm quite happy. So I'm going to order straight away flour to him. And I can see that it's supposed to arrive already tomorrow. So as soon as it's done, I can validate the reception. And easy as that, my stock has been replenished. So today we've seen that from managing your shop, the counter orders, the table orders, and the online orders, you can easily manage all your businesses. What I'm quite happy also to add here is that everything I've shown you today is totally standard. So there are no lines of code, no studio needed. Everything is already set up. So that means you can start straight away with that. So I hope you liked everything and that you're ready to switch tool and get started with Odoo. We can move on to the Q&A and make sure that everything was well understood at this point.
Still loading.
Yep.
But the question, is POS connected to payment provider?
So it's connected. We have already today a hardware reseller that you can discuss, but we have natively terminal payment that can be connected through Odoo with no IoT box needed. So it's really depending on the brand and the models you have, but some are already connected natively through Odoo. Okay, just cautious. Odoo is not a hardware reseller, so you still need to check this out with someone else.
How to see e-commerce order on display chicken when well, now the question app is it's not even loading. So
So now on the display kitchen right now in standard regarding this industry, it's not linked to the e-commerce. So it's only related to the floor plan that you've installed on the POS. So you won't receive any notification from everything that has been bought through the e-commerce on the preparation screen.
what if I wanted to do a discount in POS?
Okay, so that's quite easy also to do. Let me do that. So there are quite a few ways to do discounts on Odoo. You can of course add this one manually. So let's imagine here. I open my register and here for my cookie I want to change the price, or you can of course change your price, but you can apply here just a percentage straight away. This is something that you can do manually, and you can of course set up list price where everything will be done automatically. So let's imagine at the end of the day you want to make sure that all the unsold baguettes are 20% discounted. Well, we can set this up, and as soon as it's the end of the day, then the price will change automatically here on the POS. And then we can have a third way to do that is that if you have applied a list price on your specific customer, as soon as it's registered, then the pricing will be adapted to him and the rules that you've applied.
I have one more last question. How about the Z report?
Okay, so the Z report is exactly what we've shown you through the PDF. So it's downloaded at the end of the day, and you can of course always pick them up here in the backend through the reporting. So we have all the sales details, and you can pick up the date and the period you like to have about that. So even if it's not when you're closing your shop, you can always find all the sales you did on a specific period.
Well, I don't have any more questions. So
I hope it was clear
appreciate you
for
so
everyone.
much.
Feel free to come if needed. Have a beautiful day.
Thank you very much.